We are a beacon of progressive religious thought preached on this little knoll here in central Massachusetts. We are an intentionally welcome community to all race, creeds, sexual orientations, and gender identities. And we are intentionally committed to being environmentally active. We want openness to all people, but a magnet to all those who know that our spiritual relationship with the planet needs to shift. We like to see our acts here in worship and out in the community as efforts to build the world that should be. We have our guest minister this morning, who's, almost a member, I think. She's definitely part of the family. Can we call her cousin? This is Reverend Jane Thixton, and she will lead us in our water communion service today.
Good morning. Welcome, one and all. It's great to be back with you again today. We gather today in a time of great chaos as the earth rebels against the abuse we've heaped upon her, as the rule of law becomes a memory only, and refugees and immigrants are plucked off the streets by masked men and deported, as freedoms and programs we hold dear are brought to naught by those in charge. We come together today to hold each other in blessed community, to remember we are not alone, to renew our faith in the holiness, goodness, and beauty of life, and to reclaim the vision of an earth made fair with all her people one. Come, let us worship together. The flame of our chalice this morning is a symbol of the warmth and brightness of our connections. The flame lights our way back together again from our separate summer lives, and it lights our way forward into this new church year full of promise and renewal. Let us sing together our opening hymn, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. It's number 361 in the Gray Hymn Book. Please rise in body or in spirit. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Well, that should have woken everybody up. Great. You're leading Joys and Sorrows, right? Yeah. So we have a time to share Joys and Sorrows. Are you going to lead it?
Sharing first or Joys and Sorrows?
No, you're on.
At this time in our service, we bring our individual joys and sorrows into the midst of our congregation by dropping a stone into the vessel. If you would like to speak briefly, do I need to say it again? If you would like to speak briefly, please come forward at this time. Also, Zoom folks, please raise your hand if you would like to share and be ready to unmute when we call on you. Please share your name. Anybody?
I invite you to join me in a spirit of meditation or prayer. So please settle in a little more comfortably. Close your eyes if you wish. Allow your body to just relax into this sacred space or your sacred space at home. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Breathing in compassion. Breathing out peace. It was at a gathering of white women when this gathering of the waters first came to pass. White women in a second wave of gender self-awareness, awakening, connecting, making new meaning, shifting the old ethos. The solidarity of these white women was reflected in the waters each brought, waters that became a liquid harmony of each sweet voice and intention. Today, as we gather as a community of humans in a new wave of gender and racial awareness, awakening, connecting, making new meaning, shifting the old ethos. Today, we seek more than solidarity and harmony. We seek inclusion. We seek mutuality. We seek reconciliation. We seek justice for all people. Today, may our gathering of the waters reflect the gathering of our collective courage in service of the grace and love that is promised by our liberal faith. Let us pause for a few moments in silent reflection. Amen.
For the month of September, our half-plate offering will go to Wheat Community Connections in Clinton. And I just want to tell you that Pete and I had the pleasure of singing at the community meals there, mostly at the holiday time, for their regular community meal. We sang with the Assabet Chamber Singers, and it's just a wonderful service. They also have a place for people to shop and exchange goods, foods. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to give to a local community. So at this point, our offertory will be gratefully received. I hope that you can all be generous. Thank you.
So the Time for All Ages is a Sufi tale. It's interpreted by Sidney Weil. Once, There was a little stream that dreamed of flowing to the sea. The stream started in an aquifer, a huge pool of water underground. But the call of the ocean was so strong that the stream pushed its way through nooks and cracks, up through the earth until it burst forth into the air and began its journey toward the sea. As its waters bubbled to the surface, they ran down the hill, carving a stream bed into the earth. Sometimes the stream babbled as it traveled. Sometimes it gurgled. Sometimes it roared. At times, its waters were so clear you could see the pebbles that lined its bed. At other times, the stream tumbled over a cliff or flowed slowly over a low plain. But always, always, the little stream yearned to flow into the sea. Deep down in its coolest waters, it heard a continual call, the call of the ocean. And you've heard it if you've ever held a shell to your ear. You know, those big shells that you can hear the ocean in them. Sometimes the stream would run fast and deep, eager to reach the sea. Fish swam in its waters as it carried them swiftly on its journey. Sometimes the stream would grow wide and slow, but always, always, the stream yearned to flow into the sea. One day, just as the call of the ocean seemed to grow a bit stronger, the stream found itself growing sluggish. Its waters grew thick with mud, until sadly, it pulled into a brackish mud hole right at the edge of the desert. "Woe is me," thought the little stream. "Now I'll never get to the sea." It tried going around the desert, but the desert was too wide. It tried to go under the desert, but the desert was too deep. Still, the little stream heard the call of the ocean and yearned to flow into the sea. After what seemed like a long time, as the stream just pooled there in the sun, it began to hear a second voice. "I can take you to the sea, little stream," whispered the wind. "Come with me, I'll carry you to the ocean shore." "How could you do that?" scoffed the stream. "You are only made of air." "I can carry you on a breeze," whispered the wind. "But you must be very brave, for you must let go of yourself and change." "I've changed many times," said the little stream. "But this will be different," said the wind. The little stream paused, but deep within the stream still yearned for the sea. The stream let go, and the wind picked it up particle by particle. At first, the stream was scared, for it felt lost. It was no longer a stream, but it was turned inside out and had become moisture swirling into the sky. The view was like nothing the little stream had ever seen before. Not only was the whole world laid out before it, but it was sparkling. It was surrounded by little sparkling jewels. Then, what had been the stream realized that all those sparkling jewels were parts of itself. Molecules of water, droplets of moisture sparkling in the light. What had been the stream realized that it was truly beautiful on the inside. Next, the stream turned moisture, saw that it was not alone, for the wind had whispered to other streams and ponds and even to the morning dew upon the oasis. All had turned into moisture, and all their parts were also sparkling in the sun. Together, they were even more beautiful than because the sunlight had changed them into all the colors of the rainbow. Then the little stream turned rainbow, felt itself falling and falling and falling. All the other droplets were falling too until plop, 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 plop. All the droplets ran together into a mighty river which rushed down the mountainside, across a coastal plain, and into the sea, where the waves pushed it back and pulled it forward, and the currents carried it into the pulsing depths. The little stream was content. But I understand that every now and then the wind would breeze by, whispering to the currents in the sea to come with me, and that the moisture would rise up into the wind and be carried away to start all over again. And now let us sing our children's blessing. Yeah. What's that? Oh, that's what's next, okay. Choir anthem. So I guess we don't sing children out. Beautiful, just beautiful. So, is there something you're yearning for? Is there something calling to you? Does it sometimes feel like you might never get there? Do you ever wonder what it might take to reach your goal or achieve your dream? Does it ever occur to you that you might have to change yourself? Turn yourself inside out so you can see the sparkling beauty inside? In the Upanishads, a Hindu sacred text, it is said that as rivers flowing into the ocean find their final peace and their name and form disappear, even so, the wise become free from name and form and enter into the radiance of the Supreme Spirit, which is greater than all greatness. This is my vision of what death might look like. Finding final peace with my individuality disappeared, becoming one with the Supreme Spirit. Which reminds me, did you hear about the Buddhist who went to the hot dog vendor and said, "Make me one with everything"? The way to a life of meaning and purpose involves a change like the little stream made, a transformation. Not all at once necessarily, but little by little, letting go of the ego, the name and form, in order to become part of something larger. In becoming smaller, we become greater. So, paradox of spirituality. It's kind of like singing in a choir. You have lots of voices and different parts making beautiful harmony. If I'm trying to have my voice heard above the others, it doesn't matter how lovely my voice is or how well I sing. It's going to ruin the sound. I have to allow my contribution to be subsumed into the whole, and then I can experience the beauty of the total sound, and so can others. Or if you prefer a sports metaphor, take basketball. Say I'm the best darn basketball player there is, or I know I am, and if I let those others get the ball, they'll blow it. So I dribble the ball down the court, take aim at the basket, and I never miss. Problem is, the other team catches on, and they're not letting me get there. But if I can let go of my ego and be a team player, we can pass the ball among all the team members, and one of us eventually will get a shot at the basket. And the whole team wins. That yearning to be part of something larger than ourselves is always competing with the ego's need to be recognized as a unique individual. The irony is that the stronger the ego, the easier it is to let it go. When we are confident in our value as individuals, it is easier to let that individual identity disappear into the ocean of music or sport or a common life. Today, we are bringing our individual streams together into a common bowl that represents our congregational ocean. As individuals, we are part of something larger by being involved in this community. We can derive meaning and purpose from contributing to a greater whole, an institution that works to promote in the world the values we share. And there's another layer to this as well, beyond our local congregation. When I was still new to Unitarian Universalism, I went to an event, I think it was a women's weekend, and where there were Unitarian Universalists from beyond my local congregation. I bought a ring there, and it symbolized to me my connection with Unitarian Universalists everywhere. I felt empowered by the connection to something greater than myself that I was part of. I was no longer isolated on my own, but I was rather part of a community that stretches across the globe and backward and forward in time as well. As a congregation and as individuals, you are part of a larger whole, the larger whole of Unitarian Universalism. It's a great movement that shares our values and works to promote them in the world. We are all a part of this greater whole. And so may you merge your individual egos into the ocean of this congregational community and into the greater world of Unitarian Universalism. May we, as individuals and as a community, hear the call of the ocean and the wind that will transform us to take us there. So may it be. Amen. And so, as we start a new church year, I am honored to be with you for your annual water communion ceremony. And today we join with Unitarian Universalist congregations all over this country and Canada who are all celebrating their return from summer occupations with a water ceremony. This ceremony has been practiced across the denominations since it was started in 1980 in East Lansing, Michigan, at a Women and Religion convocation. In the ceremony, we bring water we have collected from our travels or from our projects or relaxing at home, and we blend them together in one bowl. It represents our coming together from our separate walks of life and blending and merging into a real community here. If you didn't bring any water, there is a big pitcher whose water can symbolize any body of water you wish. So please come up the side aisles and go back through the center aisle. And there's a podium, we'll move the microphone over again. Great. And you can share ideally 3 or 4 words what this water symbolizes to you.
I'm going to start. I've been thinking about my 4 words. Storms, drought, that's enough. But this water is from a previous water communion.
Family and kindness.
This is the water that I grow tomatoes with. And this is the jar they'll end up in. It's kind of a circle.
That's our anniversary water from a trip to Gloucester and Rockport.
This water symbolizes the rain that brings us all life.
The salt water that surrounds the island where I was born.
This was from the stream that begins the wooded area behind our backyard. And our backyard is where we find serenity, calmness, and peace.
So this water represents a summer of hiking, swimming, and doing other fun stuff.
I think the two words would be persevering and gratitude. I try once a year to get my feet in the ocean, and thanks to Karen and David Nelson, that was yesterday.
This water represents a trip to Canada to visit with friends that I have known and loved for over 50 years.
This is ocean water from Maine, where my husband and I went camping last week. And I also wanted to get water from the river next to the trail where I walk or bike almost every day. And I was going to go yesterday, but that was a storm and a tornado.
Chris is pouring the water. The water that Chris is pouring is representative of water from our brook up in the Berkshires. We've had quite a drought in the northern Berkshires, but that brook is still giving us water. The kids went up yesterday, and the water was not running out the faucets. So they worked their magic, and now the well is full, and we have lots of water. It's been a up and down time with that water in the brooks in the Berkshires.
This is symbolic water from my travel odyssey to another place I consider home. And to get here, I went through Decorah, Iowa, where I lived for 7 years, Van Wert, Ohio, for my extended family's family reunion, and now Northboro, Massachusetts. And I love seeing all of my friends after 5 years.
This is about 4 years living in a location and finally recognizing interdependence. So my words are neighborhood, beauty, laughter, and safety.
This represents water that I experienced watching the waves at York Beach a couple of weeks ago when the storm had really picked things up with my good longtime friend, followed by lobster rolls.
That water is from our faithful well that gives us everything we need in good times and bad, always has. And all I have to say is thank you.
This water represents the saltwater beaches and the humidity, water in that form, and everything from North Carolina to Prince Edward Island and the schooners and kayaks that carried us about, and gratitude for the freedom to move about in this natural world.
This water represents the fact that every time we see the water, it's changed. Change is constant. And like water, especially water in motion, in rivers and lakes and the ocean, every time we look at it, we see it anew. And may we all see things anew moving forward.
And our folks on Zoom, if you would like to share, even though you're not able to put water in the vessel, please raise your hand and...
I'll share. This is Corinne. I just wanted to say how much I love the water, and I was lucky to experience water in many forms this summer, from swimming in cool pools to the ocean. Yeah, it's just I have such an affinity for being in the water, and I'm so grateful that I had a chance to do that this summer.
Want to call on anybody else, Tiffany?
So this water represents about 4 bodies of water that I was happy to swim in this summer. Lake Huron in Michigan, the St. Lawrence River in Quebec. I didn't actually swim in it, but the Atlantic Ocean at Algonquin, Maine, and Long Pond in Pine Woods Camp and outside of Plymouth, Mass. And so I'd like to bless these waters that we've brought together. If you'll join me in that spirit. Blessed be these waters gathered from far and near. Blessed be the hands that gathered these waters and poured them out. Blessed be the sharing of our lives and our stories that makes this community of faith a font of living water for all who choose to come here. Blessed be those whose lives are touched by these waters, that their thirst may be quenched. Blessed be those whose lives are like flowing springs, who bring refreshment to those who are parched. Blessed be this community of memory and hope, which in its coming together and in its sharing of joy and sorrow, struggle and triumph, blesses all who come here and makes these waters holy. Blessed be and amen. Let's sing once more together. Come, sing a song with me, number 346 in the Gray Hymn Book. And I'll bring you home when both And so, in closing, may our faith sustain us, our hope inspire us, and our love surround us as we go our separate ways, knowing that we will gather again together in this beloved community. May it be so. Go in peace, but come for coffee hour.
See you all next door.
Those beaches, too late for